Welcome back to Resistance Chicks.
I'm here.
We're your hosts together, tag teaming
Everywhere.
it. Leah and
everybody
Michelle.
here? Periscope, everybody?
Well, we can't do Facebook.
We ain't got no Facebook.
We
ain't
have
got
no Facebook.
I ain't got no book of the face, man.
Hence, hashtag Trump's social media, White
Trumpy!
House social media.
Trumpy,
I think
save
he's going
us!
to. I feel
Save
fairly
us!
optimistic about what has happened. Now, the funny thing is we're going to get into this. We're going to sing a song at the end.
Resistance Chicks down.
We're going to sing that at the
So
end,
here's some good
actually.
news. The founder of BET, Black Entertainment Television, Robert Johnson, says that the Democratic Party has become too liberal to beat President Trump in the upcoming 2020 election.
Wow.
In an interview with CNBC, Johnson, the country's first African-American billionaire, says, the party, in my opinion, has gone too far. So this is really crazy, and I think you guys are really going to
A little earlier, we were
this.
talking about some of the latest developments between President Trump and President Macron, this effort to send a French diplomat to Iran to work on the JCPOA, kind of resurrect it from the dead.
Let's see. Where are you at? Come on, buddy.
And the Europeans understand that by applying joint pressure in the form of sanctions will move the Iranians closer to a serious negotiation about dealing with some of the problems of nuclear armament and preparing nuclear weapons. And I think President Trump has taken the right position in saying to the Iranians, look, I'm not looking for a fight, but I am looking for a change in the nuclear arms agreement as related to the processing of nuclear weapons. And if the Europeans go along with that, I'm not sure that the Iranians have many other options in terms of the impact of the sanctions on the economy. And if they do that, I think the Iranians have an opportunity to join the world community in a positive way, particularly moving away from using surrogates to engage in sort of military action in the region.
And more destabilization there. I'm wondering, given your position in the U.S. and your familiarity with what many have called Trump's brinksmanship when it comes to politics, talk me through a little bit, how do you feel about the economy today and where we're headed? Because a lot of people have been very, very worried, obviously, about this U.S.-China trade spat. The G20 seemed to quiet down some of those fears. Where do you think it's headed?
Well, I think the economy is doing absolutely great, and it's particularly reaching into populations that heretofore have had very bad problems in terms of jobs, unemployment, and the opportunities that come with full employment. So African American unemployment is at its lowest level, Hispanic unemployment, women. So I give President Trump, and I've said this before on Squawk Box, I give President a lot of credit for moving the economy in a positive direction that's benefiting a large number of Americans. I think the tax cuts clearly helped stimulate the economy. I think business people have a little bit more confidence in the way the economy is going, and I think it's beginning to have some impact globally. We still have some issues to deal with the China trade negotiation issues, but overall, if you look at the U.S. economy and you look at the number of people who are no longer looking for jobs, but now sort of seeing the opportunities for job growth, you got to give the president an A+ for that.
Walk me through what happens next in your opinion when it comes to that sort of rhetoric versus the real news, for example. So what we hear coming out of the United States so often to the international community is so much rhetoric between the Democrats and the Republicans. It feels as if nothing's getting done in Washington, but you're saying, hey, listen, what he's doing is working. Well,
that's the problem. I think that, I met President Trump a number of years ago when he was first president-elect. And what I came away from meeting the president, he's got his own style. And a lot of people are not going to like that style. But when he says he's going to try to do something economically, you have to give him credit for taking some specific steps to do that. But overall, if you look at what's going on between the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, but it's really President Trump and the Democrats, there's really no give or take in terms of trying to come to an understanding how best to run the country. And if business people are concerned about anything, it's the clear sort of partisan politics that's become very wicked and very mean. And that's not helping the American people, and it's not helping America as a global nation. So to me, I think the issue is, as a long-term Democrat, I think the Democrats need to find a message And I think President Trump needs to sort of step back a little bit from some of his sort of, a little bit sort of showmanship. But at the end of the day, the American people are looking for somebody who can deliver economically, deliver on opportunities, and focus on what's in the best interest of the country.
And walk me through, when you take a look at the Democratic field today, who's looking good to you? Because you have a long history of the Democratic Party at your fingertips. Who looks good today?
Right now, I'm not taking a position on the Democratic Party. I've long time been a centrist in terms of Democratic politics. The party, in my opinion, has moved, for me personally, too far to the left. And for that reason, I don't have a candidate in this particular, in the party at this time. I think at the end of the day, if a Democrat is going to beat Trump, that person, he or she, is going to have to move to the center, and you can't wait too long to do that. Because the message of some of the programs that the Democrats are pushing are not resonating with the majority of the American people.
Or
it's really
Democrats.
working for the party for the primaries. But if you're going to win a general election against President Trump, who has a lockdown his base, and everybody's going to contest for the middle and the independents, you can't be too far left in that process.
And that's the thing. Everybody's going to contest for the middle people and the centrists and the independents.
Did you see the twinkle in the eye? When he's marking that box, he's voting for Trump.
I know.
He ain't going to say it. He might not say it until like 2020.
Right.
That twinkle in that man's eye says, I'm voting for Donald Trump.
It's twinkling.
And I want y'all to vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He says, I'm a lifelong Democrat. What that does for Democrats is they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. They're like this little Disney character. He tries to pick up all the pieces of corn and they just kind of all fall out.
Right.
So the Democrats thought that they had the black people vote down.
Right.
But when they're talking about giving all the free health care to illegal immigrants, when our own people are homeless, our own people are pooping in the streets, our own people, see, here's the thing, guys. I'm not for, so she might have to go potty. Okay. I'm not, there's the leash down here if you want to take her out and take him out. I thought I had one down here.
Well, I'll take care
of it. The Democratic Party is losing black people because black people don't want to spend their hard-earned dollars on illegal immigrants, right?
Oh dear, okay, gotcha. All right, we'll see you guys back here on Sunday.
All right, we love you guys.
Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. Look how much shorter than me you look standing here. I have just regular shoes on. You're like a tiny person.
No, babe, we'll hold me down.
Now we're like the same tiny person. Okay, all right. Good night, guys.
I was cold.